In this episode, we talk to Luisa from My Little Love Heart and about her journey as she scaled her handmade baby product business from just selling online to opening up her very own retail store. It's an amazing podcast episode, so I hope you enjoy. So, Luisa, can you tell me a little bit about My Little Love Heart and what do you guys do?
So basically, My Little Love Heart started the idea started in 2014. So when my daughter Natalia was a baby, she was a reflux, teething, and colic baby. So for anyone who has experienced that, they can know that you pass through so many beeps a day. And I couldn't at that time find a product that was functional and also stylish. So and then I came to the idea, I have a background in fashion design. So then I started looking for a product that I can, like fabrics or things I can make. So it started from a need pretty much. And because I could find like beeps that were cute, but they didn't, like my daughter was wet completely, or beeps that protected, but they were like made it either in plastic or just a toweling thing. So it wasn't really good. And so with my skills in fashion design, I started develop the product. So I started with my main one was like the bandana beeps, which is still one of my made products and the most important product for us, the bestseller. And creating they have the both functionality, like practical, stylish, look cute. And also I was very care about having eco-friendly products. So the backing is in bamboo and organic cotton. So I was making sure that these things tick my, what I was looking for. And so I found a really good backing, the fronts as well, getting out of the traditional prints that was at that time for babies and toddlers. So getting prints that even adults can wear as well. So that's how, when I started, I using the skills for babies, so black and white, florals, really different products from different prints, from the traditional ones, the pink and the blue. And that's how it comes. And the idea is to make a product that was eco-friendly, that can go for a lot of time. Because being honest, having a baby, you can spend a lot of money in clothes, but the clothes for babies can stay for 3 to 6 months. So I was trying to make a product that can cover from newborn up to 2 years old. And then by using our products, the babies look still cute and you don't have to use changing so many times a day the baby. You didn't need it to buy too many clothes. And it can stay for 2 years. And also, it's a good quality product that they can pass as well to the little brothers or sisters or friends if their moms didn't decide to have other babies. So it's creating a product that helps moms and also a product that was gifted from grandparents, from friends, and is like a cute, handmade, local made product that a mom-to-be will receive.
So when you were starting a business, obviously when every person starts out, is My Little Love Heart your first business that you started, or did you
no, in Colombia. I'm from Colombia, so back in Colombia, when I finished fashion design, I was working for around 2.5 years as a freelance. So at that time, I make wedding dresses, cocktail dresses, and I work with different materials of what I'm doing now. I'm working with silk. I did broderie, painting, and I was still designing, and it was from scratch. The customer comes and I do the sketch for them, and I choose the fabric and depending on the colors they like. So this is how everything started, and it was really good. I started getting participating in some fashion shows in my city as well, getting known by people as well. So starting getting a lot of customers. But there were a point that my life at that time, I was 24 years old. And I was in a point that either I grow that business or the brand that was calling my name, Luisa Figueroa, or leave the country and start travel a bit around and know another culture and know learning another language. And so that's how I left and do like I want to do more study on fashion.
Yep.
And then that's why I left and I went to France. And in France, I was still doing some sewings as well, like for dresses for a group of salsa. That was that.
Yeah.
So I did it for 2 years because it's a big festival. I was living in Lyon, and then I did it for a festival 2 years, the costumes for them. And yeah, so I was still doing design. And then I studied fashion marketing in France and lived there for 4 years. And then doing in fashion, I needed English, so I didn't know any words in English before.
Yeah.
And that's how I come to Perth, especially because my cousin was living here. So she was like, come to Perth. It's really nice, sunny city. It's really beautiful, close to the beach. Because I was about to go to England because it was closer from France. And yeah, so then I come here and that's how I was here in Perth.
Wow, that's crazy. So you went from working in Colombia making wedding dresses to then
Yeah.
going to France, studying like fashion marketing and
Yeah.
helping do costumes for them, and
Yeah.
then come back to Perth in Australia.
Yeah,
That's
and now I make
incredible.
lips and accessories for babies. It's completely
Yeah.
different from what I was. It's really like when I was at the university. When I did kids and babies, because you learn about everything. Yeah, I was like, oh, this is too little. I don't think so. See myself on this, and yeah, that's how I live it now.
That's crazy. Did you find any challenges? Like, because obviously what you've got now is a very different type of business to what you had, like doing freelance work and just making those things. What were some of the challenges that you found when you first started off in your business?
I think the challenge is like it was really hard because I have a toddler at that time when I started.
Yeah.
So finding the time to work. So obviously the business started in the only day she was at the daycare and at night time. So I had long nights creating the product because the product was launched. The brand was launched in 2015, but
Yep.
all 2014 I was creating the brand and I did everything myself: the logo, the name, creating the packaging, all the labels, and looking for locals printer, the fabric. So yeah, and this is one of the things I'm very kind of proud about the business. Is like 80% of our suppliers are in Australia.
How?
So that means
That's
when you're
insane.
supporting us, you're supporting other Australian businesses as well. So for me, and around from that 80, around 30 are in Perth. So that my local printer, in instance, is he was the same person who printed my first 25 business cards, for example. And I was like, and he's now like a bulk of 1,000 tags I need. So he started like, yeah, when I found him, and it's like, because I went out looking for someone who does recycling paper. And then he did it. And yeah, he's been my printer since day one.
So what about the clothes side? Like on the like getting the products and things, is that in Australia?
The products I made it myself, like so handmade myself.
Oh, you hand make all of your products.
Yeah, at the moment, yes. And I get
wow.
a few help with my if I like when I have expos or when I have big orders thing, maybe have some help of people making like the buttons, the tags, and adding. But the real products is like myself. And I love, like, for me, it's a therapy and it's something I'm very passionate about sewing. And for me, it's like, I love to do it. It's like a lot of people are like, oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm like, I love it. For me, it's a therapy. Go and take the machine and do it. And yes, it's like, obviously, like from day one, the challenge is like getting like a good logistic to do everything and make everything go smooth. So I have to make sure I have all the backings cut every week. So that makes like when an order comes through, I can make it quite easy.
Yeah.
Instead,
Do you have a team?
Is my husband and I.
Yeah. Okay.
But we outsourcing people, professionals as well, like photography.
Yep.
At the first year, I did everything myself, so that was a big challenge and but bit really hard. And but through the time, we're starting outsourcing if we have any problem. My husband is in charge of the website and the accounting part, and I'm in charge of the products and the social media part. But our
Yeah.
main is this year giving a little bit of the social media part to someone as well
Yeah.
because yes, it's time consuming and it's for me it's easy to do it, but it takes time. And I think 7 years, like when I started the first year, I didn't have a website for example, so that
Oh.
was really hard for me. So at that time, Instagram was very easy. It was in chronological order. You just post your product, go live, and people find it, like it, buy it.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
It's not like nowadays that is just no, it's taking so much time. It's a lot of work now. And so at that time, don't have a website. That was really hard because I have like a system in place, like oh yeah, this is the print, this is the styles I have. You can order and then send me a DM what they want. And and this is one of the hardest part. It was me to try the shipping cost when you're selling to anyone who's selling a product. Make sure that the shipping cost is either included or is not going to be that much. Like you have to be making sure that the price of your product, the shipping is not going to take in the whole thing, and then maybe some people can be not interested in the product because the shipping is too much.
Yeah. Shipping's so hard in Australia as
Oh,
well.
it
Like.
is. I would just take every product that I was selling because during the time, like in a year, I started developing more products and adding more products like teething toys, head accessories. So I just one day I just say, okay, I have this baby gift. How much is measured? Which box I can send it, or which bag? How much is weight? And then I was doing counting on how much would cost the shipping. And yeah, this is very important. And this is one of the things I didn't do it before launch the product. And me to trying to send in everything in an envelope and trying to save money to the customer they don't spend too much money on the shipping, but they still have a tracking number. It was really take me like sometimes taking me 30 minutes to wrap in an order, and I was like, no, this can't go like this.
No.
So then I decided before opening the website, say it's going to be the rat price that the post office charges. That's going to be this, and yeah, after the educated people, like we couldn't the price obviously as a local made product, and also yeah, using good materials. Our price is not that cheap
Yeah.
on products, but yeah, it's type of educated people that we are a small business that made the products ourselves, and yes, they're quite happy with it.
Yeah. A lot of people like finding good quality products that are handmade is incredibly rare these days. That are like genuinely handmade. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
That's
And this is one of the things, like a lot of our reviews, and we're very focused on the service customer and also the product and the quality of the product. So, and majority of our reviews on Google, on Facebook, everything is like they really love the product. They really love the how fast, even if we are a small business and handmade, we trying our best to be very quick on sending the products.
Yeah. Do you make them before time, or do you like when an order comes in, then you make it?
Usually I have few like, because when I come on order, I make like 3 extras. So
Yep,
like
yep.
I'm making this and making few extras just to, because it's like an order how I do it. So
Yeah.
sometimes I have a stock, some other times I don't. And a majority of the time I have now because I have a physical store. We open a physical store a year and a half in September 2021.
How'd that go?
It's going well, but yeah, I'm needs to implement a little bit of more marketing or ways to bring people to our shop, because we are not obviously with the price of a store. It's not in a traffic traffic street. I think that's what you say. Busiest street.
Yeah.
It's in a quiet street. It's in the middle. Like it's no. So
Yeah,
anyone
it's
who
very hard.
come, yeah. So it's not like I have random people coming, like random walkers.
Yeah.
I don't know how you say this.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. No, I know what you mean. Getting foot traffic to
Foot
come into the
traffic.
site.
Yeah. Thank
Yeah.
you. That's the word. Sorry, I forgot. And yes, that's obviously hard. But anyone who find us online, anyone, on Google Maps, they come and they leave with the present and very happy. So for us, it's like we're doing well on these sides, but it's just hard to make it to attract more people coming to the shop. Sorry.
Why did you start a physical shop? Like, if you've got the website, you're doing everything you're doing.
Yeah, we started
what's
so I always I'm very quite old fashioned person. I don't know how to explain this, but
yeah.
I'm a person who I like to go into the shop and touching and I know a lot of people I don't think so. I'm the only person. I know a lot of people who love buying online and the last thing they want to do is go into a shop.
Yeah.
But so I received I have a studio and I was paying rented for a studio. And then we get a lot of calls or messages or emails on people when they order is like, oh, can we please go to the shop? We're looking for a gift set. And we're like, no, this is not a shop. This is a studio or a house because that's when So a lot of people ask us. And also when I started business, I didn't want to put everything only for online, like Instagram or Facebook or the website or Google. We also... I really like the contact with people and I really like to show the products. And this is for me, it's been really good on the way that I hear what people come and how people behave when they come into our stall in the markets or at the baby expo. And for me, it was and there's, this is good. This is no, the fabric. I really love this. And so that was a combination of things. First, I need another place for my studio. So also people who think that I had a studio and they a shop and they always call me and they say they want to come to the shop and I was like, no, it's not a shop, physical store. And then it's something I really always on my marketing plan, it was like having a store and a physical store selling our products. So it's kind of in one side my dream and also things that everything comes natural. And this is how we ended up. So we have a physical store and the back of the store is the studio. So even if even the customers is busy or not busy, I will still working and making orders or making a stock and advancing some job. So it's quite good.
Physical stores are so hard. I had a couple of physical stores.
Did you?
For some of our businesses. Yeah. They are so hard.
Yeah.
To make the unit economics work.
Yeah.
Because you're getting traffic into them. You could think about you get a store and let's say you spend $50,000 a year on rent. Well, if you just had a website and had a warehouse that say could cost you $5 or $10,000 or the same amount, even if you ship it, and spent $50,000 on marketing, how much more traffic would you get to your website? You know what I mean? The economics of opportunity cost is so hard to make it work for a physical store.
No, it is, but we the rent because it's not enough with traffic. It's not that much, so it's kind of not too much difference from where I was the studio as well. So it's but it's in a good area. It's in a good area, so I really love them. But it's hard work, and you feel this exactly the feeling when we opened the website. I thought I'm gonna do all the sales the same day. As soon I opened it. And it took me a week and a half to do my first sale. And I was like, oh, that's because I thought it had a history on Instagram and people know my product for a year. And I thought, oof, that's going to be boom. And no, it's then you realize, you have to do a lot of job. You have to work really hard to get people coming through the website. And
When I launched my first e-commerce store, I hit the publish button and I got a sale within 10 minutes of it opening, and then nothing for 3 days. And I'm like, what is going on? And I was like, what am I doing wrong? It was so weird. I hit the publish button, insta sales. I was like, this is crazy. And that the hilarious part is no one knew. I kind of stealth launched it because I didn't know what I was doing. I was kind of testing it. Got a launch. It was someone who was living in my local area, which I thought was funny. They bought, but then nothing. And turns out I had broken the cart with it when I was playing with it. So
Oh my
people are
God.
trying to buy. Starting a website is so much stuff that goes into it.
Yeah.
Like when you're doing it, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And we started, and we still with WordPress. If we will start a new business, we probably gonna go to Shopify. But
Are
we,
you with WordPress on at the
yes,
moment? My
we do.
love. Oh
Yes,
really? Oh yeah.
yeah.
You've got to get away from WordPress.
It's a lot of work and a lot of things. Like
Yeah, yeah.
I don't do that part. My husband does it, but I
Your,
know
your
he's.
husband will thank you for suggesting Shopify. I promise you.
No, the funny thing is, I've been learning a lot during these years about the website and how to everything. Like I'm very impressed how much he has learned and how big supporter he is with me with the business and everything.
Yeah.
And and but yes, he's like anyone who say, "Oh, I'm gonna start a business," we automatically say, "Go to Shopify." Like WordPress,
Yeah.
I'm fine now because I know, like he knows and learn everything. But yeah, it was hard. It was hard work for him to learn
Not
everything.
even that on in Shopify. A lot of when you get you probably won't get to that type of scale. When you get up to a certain scale, it actually becomes cheaper to be on
Yeah,
Shopify per order. And like, because we've had clients that have shifted over and saved thousands of dollars per month on
really.
like thing because like in Shopify when you use sorry, WordPress, you'll be using like Stripe or PayPal and things like that to do
Mm-hmm.
your order processing, and they have higher like credit card fees than you can
Yeah.
actually get on Shopify when you get to the higher level. Like, so it can get pretty crazy. Like, think about it, like, if you're doing 100 grand,
Mm-hmm.
like $100,000 a month.
Mm-hmm.
Some of those credit card fees are like a percent less. So that's like $1,000 straight there saved, like just straight into your pocket cash. You get to
Yeah.
keep just by shopping over sometimes. So yeah, it can make a lot of sense.
Yeah. And
Um,
we did a lot of when COVID hit, because before we like working in the website, we have the social media, then we open other social medias as well to be in all the platforms.
yeah,
And the baby expo, I tried one baby expo as well in Perth. I tried one in Melbourne and one in Sydney.
yeah,
And then COVID hit. It was
yeah.
kind of frozen time. I think it was a week of frozen time for for everyone who had a business
Yeah,
at that time. But then after it started getting so busy, and on that time, that quiet time, we were like, okay, what we can do. And this COVID was really positive in the business on the way that we started working more, developing the website.
yeah.
We did a blog that was how to host a virtual baby shower, and it
Yep.
was really good. And even the platform Mamma Mia, they posted
Yep.
on their website, and that was really good for us. And then we
Awesome.
realized, like, yeah, doing blogs, doing things to educate new parents or parents to be and give it information around, that was really helpful. So that's how we started like develop more things on the like concentrate more on the website on the way that blogs, Google Ads, and redesign a bit as well. Just redesign
Is,
the,
is that
the
how you get most
website.
of your traffic? Is it through?
Yes,
Yeah. Okay.
Google Ads and
So
Google. Yeah, majority. Like at the moment, Instagram is not that as before, not as good.
yeah, Instagram and Facebook have
Yeah,
like
it's
over the
not.
last 12 months have just really
Yeah,
plummeted a lot.
yeah. And I started. I did open TikTok in 2020 when like COVID hit, and yeah, but it was like a bit not very understand how was it,
Yeah.
and I stopped maybe at the end of 2020. And then this year on May, I was like, okay, let's do it another chance to TikTok, because now
Yep.
businesses are going really, like everyone is starting there. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's really, really good. And it's helped me as well. Like I do the videos on TikTok faster. And so I did like a workshop learning about TikTok, learning about CapCut. And that was like these two apps that is life changing for me now, because I make the video and then share it on all the platforms and make it like, yeah, trying to make maybe 4 videos or 3 videos a week
Yeah. Yeah.
for
You
the
can get a lot
business.
more volume
Yeah,
out there, and
nowadays,
like
like we have to stick on the how like everything goes so quickly, and now everyone is videos, everyone is like even YouTube shorts as well. So
yeah.
Pinterest, so everything is like I just need to do a video and share it everywhere, and this has been
Yeah.
really good way to spot the video.
Do you find Pinterest works really well for you?
Pinterest is like a still, I don't know how to say it for that. It's like a point of inspiration for people,
Yeah. Okay.
but
Yep.
it doesn't take too much time to go and click and post it. So, but lately, like I had a lot of videos go viral, and like it's been like 1 million, over 1 million views. I have
Oh wow.
1.1 million monthly, like the
Hmm.
month views.
Is this on TikTok?
No, Pinterest.
On Pinterest? Oh wow, that's really
I
impressive.
get it, yeah, but it hasn't sell as much like it hasn't
Yeah.
bring the
Yeah.
sales, but it has like a good like a last year was on 1,600. I always was like 400, 600 followers, and now
Yep.
I'm like 6,000 or almost
Yep.
7,000, and it's like pins that get very like 2 years ago. I posted 2 years ago, and they can have like 21,000 pins or
Yeah.
saved, and
Yep.
a lot of that like, and now I don't know if it's because I post a lot, they get it more,
Hmm.
like other videos as well start growing, so yeah, but it's
But that's the problem with Pinterest though, like because like you can't natively. We've noticed that as well. So we've got a couple of clients that do really well on Pinterest, and like you post natively, you get lots of engagement,
yeah,
but no one converts
yeah,
to like an actual cash. And we found like what we're doing is when things go viral, when things out, we actually use their ads and we retarget people for those pins with it. And we've actually had pretty good success with that.
that's good
Um,
to know. But
mhm.
in another way that Pinterest has been positive is like I receive a lot of messages around the world, people like in
Yeah.
Africa, Italy, and they say that I've been an inspiration because I share a lot of the market stall and how I display our products at the baby expo markets. So a lot of people
Yep.
is like they're feeling literally inspired by my pins, and they started the business. Or look at this, and so that's cute. That's beautiful.
Your story and your story in general is cool. Like yeah, like but your story is cool. Like from going living in Colombia, doing
Yeah,
that, going to France. Like that's kind of like the sick in general because there's a lot of people probably in those places that are like
yeah.
wanting to do other things and wanting to go and travel and not sure how to do it or what start.
Yeah,
So yeah,
that's what I when I was in Colombia, I had to take the decision because I was 25. So I was like, either
hmm
I go, and I really want to go. It's really good experience when you're young. Like
yeah.
nowadays with a kid and 40 years, I don't know if I will move to another country and start a new language. I don't think so, but
Yeah, yeah.
it was hard, and it's still like for me is a bit difficult with the English. Like I'm still hard sometimes to communicate,
I find it hard with English, and I've spoken my entire life, so I get it.
or the writing on my post. I always have to check like twice, and sometimes like give it to
Yeah,
my husband. Is it all right? Because I don't want to make like but it's still I think
I
people knows, and you will see a lot of mistakes on my post.
I am horrible. I've got like a bit of dyslexia, and
Oh
like I said I've
really?
spoke English my entire life. I every time I write something, I can stare at it for like an hour, and I still know it's wrong. Like I
Yeah,
know that as soon as someone looks at it, they're gonna be like, "It is this is they made this mistake." Grammarly is like my savior. Like
yeah,
everything goes through Grammarly now. I'm like, please make this legible so someone can actually
yeah.
understand it.
Yeah, and sometimes people talk to me, like customers on DMs talk to me in slangs, and I'm like, what did she
Yep.
say? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
she's asking me something else, and I answer is completely different. I'm like, oh my god, didn't understand the question.
That's
But
funny.
getting there, like, been 12 years here now, so
Yeah.
I need to. Like, my daughter is the one who correct me now. She's with 9 years old. I say, do you see this? Okay, yeah, mom, it's okay. Okay, cool. I can post it.
Yeah, that's actually hilarious.
But yeah.
When you were starting your journey, like when you started in like you could either go from freelancer or when you started My Little Love Heart, was there any assumptions you had around business? Like were things where you went in there and you like thought business would be a certain way but it wasn't and what didn't turn out to be true?
Um, I think like not too much. Like I
Hmm.
knew that it was hard work,
Yep.
mainly because I come from a family as an entrepreneur. So my dad has his own
Yeah.
business. So when your dad has an own business, it's kind of part of the family as well. So I know the good things I knew it in as having a small business is you manage your time.
Yeah.
Like and this is one of the things that was very important to me, to be able to spend time with my daughter, and also started doing something I love. And so for my dad as well, like that experience of growing in a with my dad and my parents, it's like a family business. So is the driver wasn't there, and they need to everyone else was there, like the guys who carrying, because he had he rented I forgot the name in English. For construction things, he rented
like like
a scaffolding,
scaffolding.
scaffolding. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So so he did that, and so he rented, and he has people carrying the stuff and drop it off, but
Yep.
the
Yep.
driver wasn't there. So if I had the drive license and I was at school, my dad was like, on holidays, I was the
Yeah.
driver, or the secretary, or my. So it's kind of, that businesses can be hard. That it's times in the year that is, all year going to sell the same amount. That you have to promote it. And in, like, at that time, obviously back in the years, it was like more radio promotions or a newspaper, like more physical, because there were no internet, obviously. So,
Yeah.
but I think it's like when I started and everything, it was much easier because we have social media is such a good way, and even internet, like you can show your products you can expose your product without being paying all the time. Obviously, if
Yeah.
you want a better result, you have a strategy, a marketing strategy that will cost more, but all ads, pay for ads and things, but on that way that's easier. But no, I kind of knew that it would be hard work.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to know that, like, because like I had the same thing. Like my parents had their own businesses as we're growing up,
Yeah.
and yeah, like you're always, even as a kid, they're like, all right, you're having a sick day from school because I need you to do this. It's like, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, and then the track was dirty, and I was like, okay,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
was driving in that big track, and I was like dropping the thing, and it was hilarious. But yeah, it was good.
That's
And also, like, one of the things as well different from him is like people rented, and sometimes they were not paying in time. But I
Yeah.
don't have the problem, because when I started getting people order and then just send the products, and I had a stockist as well, like, and then could stock my products, either if they're websites, like online businesses or shops
yeah.
as
Okay,
well.
so you have other stores that put your products in.
Yeah. I did. Maybe now with my shop, I've been decreased a bit of my stockist, the numbers I had before, but yeah, I
Why is
decided
that?
like a 1 year. Well, when I started, I have my first stockist. It was a shop here in Perth,
Yep.
and that was like maybe 6 months after I started the business. So it was really good opportunity, but yeah, it's like I don't give the price of people, like my stockists. I don't do the 50% as
Yeah.
any other businesses. But what I say to my stock is like, you free to put the price you want up to what you consider that people can pay for it.
Yeah, that's the hard thing, because if you're hand making your products,
Yeah.
you've really got to be careful with your margins.
Yeah.
Because you can only make your biggest bottleneck is actually the production, not
Yeah.
not the sales of it. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And it was like more, we're looking like more for exposure in that way, because it's a way to go being everywhere, being in Queensland, being in
have you done influencer marketing or like affiliate stuff?
influencer marketing, is like with influencers.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I did.
yeah.
Yeah, I did
Did you
at the
find that
beginning.
went well?
At the beginning, yes.
Yep,
Nowadays, I haven't done it too much. I work more with brand reps.
yep.
So that's more small moms that have babies and they have the website, but not too much big ones, no.
Yeah, okay, yeah. It'd be hard. it'd be kind of hard to work with big ones because you wouldn't get the volume enough. Like, you
Yeah.
know, one of them goes like, all right, you've got to, I've sold you 10,000
Yeah.
of these bibs. You're like, oh, great.
Exactly. And it's also, and it's, sometimes the ones I would like to is a bit expensive as well. But I worked with big ones and really good ones when I started, and they were amazing. It was really, I think, a combination of everything I was doing when I started the business. Like, I started doing markets everywhere in Perth, starting a year after the Baby Expo, working with brand reps, influencers. That was like a boom on the business, and getting stockists as well. But definitely it's a really good one. But at the moment, like the last ones was like a bit hard. I don't know, like I didn't get the sales I expected.
From your from the influencers. Yeah,
but it's like it's hard because sometimes like now people doesn't really believe on. You have to be very genuine on the way we're working. And when people share it, lots of products, your product can be vanished into that. I don't know. That's my opinion.
No, I agree. I think that all of marketing, I feel, is changing. Like, like it's so many people are just selling shitty products.
Yeah.
And I think people are realizing that, and they're kind of sick of buying something and it not dying in a week, or just not lasting, or not being what's promised. And I feel like it's trickling over to that to trust being like one of the biggest things you can have. So
I contact some influencers like on TikTok. I did when I started on May again. I started writing to some, and they did amazing. Like they posted a video, and it was really good. And they bring me like not sales, but brought me like more recognition, like followers and things. So it's like, but I didn't pay. Like it wasn't change of the products on TikTok. So on TikTok, you still don't pay. Well, not yet.
Soon.
It's gonna be soon, or maybe not. But it's hard.
If you were to say like right now, what would be like your biggest challenge in your business?
Right now, for the business,
I
think bringing people to our store, physical store, attract the customers. Because up to now, everything I have at the moment and how everything goes is just perfect, and it's exactly how I was planning, even on the business plan. And I'm just like at the moment, it's the only things I can needed is like the online sales are going well, but even if it's in between online sales and online presence, and the shop is bringing X amount, that will be perfect. Because my dream as a business is like I'm doing what I love. I don't want to become like the biggest. Like I know it's maybe a bit. I have everything I was dreaming of, so now I'm like, okay, I restarted another plan. Or just on the way that incrementing and bring more sales into for us, but everything is perfect. So that would be more, bringing more people into the shop, because website is okay.
Do you run events?
Yeah, I did. I did one. I did try one on November. I did a shopping night. And it worked really well. I was very happy. So I was like having really a bit of snacks, have 20% off store wide, and also have some bubbles. And I was very surprised how everything went. It was like I put it from 5 to 8 o'clock. Everyone started arriving at 6 p.m., but from 6 to 8, it was non-stop. And it was a lot of people.
I feel like that is probably one of the biggest things you can do, like actually running events. Like, you think, I think there's so many, like, mums love getting together, you know what I mean? Bringing their bubs, talking about them. I think it'd be sick to, like...
And, and we did as well last year when we started with some sleeping consultants. They did they run their workshop inside the shop. Another baby massage as well, a local baby massage business. She ran a workshop in our shop, so that bring people as well. So yeah, we've been like doing this, and also since I have few brands before they opened the physical store, but now I started including as well more brands. But I
Yeah.
always care about our values, so it has to be brands.
Yeah.
I have two internationals only, but the rest are in Australia, even if they made it overseas, like obviously from China, but they are Australian businesses. And for me, it's like the same. Organic
Yeah.
materials that if they're toys, they're already being tested and approved from standards,
Yeah.
Australian and New Zealand standards. So it's tested for us is very important. Yeah, local businesses from Perth as well. So yeah, and this is going. Yeah, they don't use plastic, no toxic. So keep the same philosophy. So when people come, they really love. And also another thing I have at the shop is like I really didn't like it, those shops that you go in. Is so many things that you can't even see what is in
Yeah.
the shop. So I'm
Yep.
very like selective of what products we have. And majority of the product that sells is obviously ours, but people complement their gift with other products as well. So it's good as well because I don't have all the, like everything has to be made by me. So I have the
Yeah.
other products as well to complement, and it's really good. And it's now what we're working on is creating gift for mom, gift for the mom and baby, gift for the whole family. And I started like I would launch this when I reopen everything.
Yeah.
My new collection of greeting cards. So I designed them all of them,
Yeah. Righto.
and like more gender reveal because I have to be as well aware of how things going with the babies. 9 years when I had my daughter, it wasn't like that. It was like more easier, baby boy, baby girl. Now it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah. Fair.
moms that have the gender reveal party.
Yep.
So the card hasn't been or baby boy or baby girl. So I started creating a new collection of cards that can cover any event without saying if it's the gender of the baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yes, it's been like this, and also on the products, on the prints I use a lot of plain colors, a lot of earthy tones, natural colors, unisex colors that can go because majority of my customers as well is like the friends of the moms to be or the family to be. So it's they buy and then for me it's very like if they know the sex of it, they don't know. So helping them to choose the right product for them.
So is there a lesson that you've learned as you've been growing the business, or a piece of advice that you've been given as you've been growing and going from like freelancer in Colombia to France and coming back to Australia that's really like helped you like become a businesswoman and grow your business?
Yes, one of the most important is like not drown yourself. Ask for help if you need it, or look for professional that can do the other job if you're
Yeah.
taking too much time. Because when you I know, like for me, it was like an example is like I'm a fashion designer, so I learned a little bit of graphic design as well. So I thought like, oh yeah, I can do my logo, I can do, but I wasn't open the shop, open the business yet. So I have all the time to design everything. But then after, if I want to change something, it takes me so much time because I have things to do. So when I started, I want to do everything, and I
Yep.
noticed on kind of like working, one of the things is like know when you're productive. Like I'm very productive in the morning after 2 p.m. I
Yeah.
can't be that person, but then I can be productive at night. The problem at night is like, and that's what I used to did, like working, having a toddler and working up to 2
Yes.
3 a.m. Then the day after I was tired, I was grumpy, I couldn't performance as I wanted. And then I had a lot of markets to do. So I did all the markets. I want to do everything myself, put in these, displays and do the whole thing by myself. When as soon the market finished, I always got sick or I had a lot of stomach problems at the time. And then I realized, yeah, no, I have to organize the time and I can burn it myself. So be
Yeah.
very aware of, everyone is excited when you're starting a business and you want to work really hard and you want to do everything yourself, and because you obviously don't have the budget to spend in professionals.
Mm-hmm.
But be aware of, do not drain yourself, because that's when the moment you can burn out and be tired. So that's one of the things I very good with that. And also get the help of the professionals, like the marketing. If you think that you don't have the time but you can afford a marketing team or a marketing specialized, do it. Or social media. I'm very lucky that my husband is taking the website, so I don't have to do that part and the accounting part, and this is for me like a win. And that's how I think that's how the business is going well as well, because I'm like focused on what I really love to do. For me, computers, you saw
Yeah.
and I know you have to innovate. I know you have to getting into embrace the technology. I do do it on anything on the phone and apps, but when it's time of sitting in front of the computer, emails and things is like, oh yeah.
But I think that's the good thing, like knowing what you're good at and knowing what you're not.
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
finding people to fill out holes. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's one of the things. Harder, but it's very important, because you're losing time, and your time is more value than. At the end of the day, you can spend doing something the whole day when you pay someone 1 hour and they can do it.
Exactly.
And same with the website, like Mar asks, we outsourcing a lot of people who does when we have problems and things like, and
yeah. You definitely need. I'm sure you need to have lots of problems with the WordPress site.
No, it's getting there. we have to get.
I've added this plugin and now it's broken everything.
It's the plugins. It was like taking a little time. So it's professional, like very important. Or flyers and things like that. I don't do anything of that anymore.
Yeah,
and it's important to have it. Like,
yeah. Do you have any role models that you look into?
Some businesses that started. I really love to watch stories of people, but not only on business, on everything, like biographies and watching interviews as well on how people can start it. And it's always like believing on yourself is the most important things, you know.
Yeah.
Like, and this is for everything.
Yeah, I think I heard an awesome quote the other day. It was like, everything that you see around you was built by someone that was just as smart as you.
Yeah.
It was like a really good quote. Yeah.
Yeah, I think once you believe it, like I grow the business with, like, my English was terrible when I started.
Yeah.
If I did that, anyone can start a business, I think. Because it's like if from zero, and it's just how passionate are you, and try, if someone who's listening this and you don't know what, like, if you had the feeling that you want to start a business but you don't know what you want to do, because sometimes some people want to do it but they say, but I don't know what I'm good at that, they don't know what they are good. I always say to them, is like, start it, but what you don't like.
Yeah.
So for me, like cooking, I knew that any restaurant or anything related with food, it would not be my business model, because I don't like cooking and I don't like that. But this is a sample, and when just do what you like, or start it. If you don't know what you like, start it, but what you don't like, and then you start taking off.
Have you heard of the hedgehog concept?
The who?
The hedgehog. You know, like the hedgehog with the spiky animal in America? It's a really dumb name, I must admit. It does have a meaning. It's a terrible name. But
no.
It's called the hedgehog concept. It's from Jim Collins. He's like, he wrote a few books on it. But basically the hedgehog concept says, like, when you're starting a business, you need to have three things need to line up. You need to be passionate about the thing that you're doing. You need to be the best at the world at what you're doing, in whatever location is. and you need to have some sort of economic engine behind it. Because
Yeah.
if you're like, I love it and I'm the
Yeah.
best, but no one wants to buy it, well, you have a hobby, you
Yeah.
don't have a business. like I love painting my toads photos, but no one buys them. Well, that's not a business, my
Yeah.
friend. So I think that's like just what you were saying there sums that exactly up. Like you actually need to love what you're doing,
Yeah.
or you just won't last. Like a lot of people start businesses up and they're like, I want to make lots of money, which
Yeah.
is fine.
Mm-hmm.
They don't love what they do, and they don't realize how hard business is and how
Yeah.
long you have to be in it. And
Yeah.
eventually they get burnt out and they just move on to the next thing, and they
Yeah.
just have this never-ending cycle. So yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah, definitely. I see a lot of businesses because where I started, and like I say again, a lot of businesses, small businesses with moms, starting as well through Instagram, and a lot of businesses grown so fast. And I remember businesses that started with me at the same time, it's so big. But then once they reach the point, and that's what I'm very grateful how I've been growing in the business. Like I've been like, the rabbit and the turtle story. No.
Yeah. Yep.
I think I feel like I've been the turtle.
Mm-hmm.
I go very slow.
Yep.
But hitting it slowly, and that's one of the things I've been happy that I haven't get like feeling very disappointed or on the business. And yeah, I learned things like mistakes I made, but it's not big mistakes. It's not big things that it's gonna affect the business. But it's things that through that I learn and like taking the negative, positive from the negative.
Yep. Yeah. What's that thing like? What doesn't kill you?
Like for instance, like when I started like working with like influencers on brand reps, sending the product and not telling terms and conditions. So putting in place like a contract or the terms and conditions or what do you expect, terms and conditions of what you expect and what the person expect as well. This is really important because it was like I hate to tell people what to do. Like I don't know what I mean. Like no, not in that way, but it's a sense something. I expect the person will do it what they promise, and they didn't do it. And I'm not the person who will be like, "Why you didn't do it?" Da, 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 da. Like I won't do that. So but I get angry, and obviously affected my feelings. But things like that, and then with contract is make it like save time, and also on the way like with the post office. The packaging when I started, like my products they didn't have any problem because it's fabric, but I started selling some organic dummies like made in rubber, and I just set in wrapping and in the plastic bag on the post office. And yeah, I'm very careful on dropping off the parcel, but then you forgot how the postman is.
And they're playing kickball with it.
Yeah, an order that was like $120 order arrived damaged to the customer. So obviously we have to replace it and we say sorry. But this was helping us to say, okay, we can't use plastic, we can't use a bag. And then that's how we moved to boxes and cardboard boxes. And that was really good move as well, because then we didn't use more plastic and we used the cardboard boxes.
Yeah.
And think like small ones, but yeah, turning positive. Like then I have a contract if I want to work with someone and what I expected. And things like that. And also with when we are sourcing as well, like that happened with the show, that happened with our website. Like we contact people, professionals, and if people are not keen to work with us, we just like if you don't answer in 2 days back, for us it's like you know want to work or not too much like not want to work, but you're not interested in work with us. And I think for us it's like very most important is the attitude the person has to work with us than how important or how good or how many reviews they have. And it happens like at the shop, like we want the lighting people come and they came and they say, yeah, we're going to do this and disappear. And a quote, we were in 15 days for the quote. They never sent it. And obviously it was 15 days that move us and losing time for us. So we now we very, okay, you want to work, you have the attitude and we just move on very quickly and we don't lose time. Like if you're keen to
builders are the worst.
Yeah.
They're horrible. Every time I think I've only seen like 2 builders in my life turn up on time. They're freaking hopeless.
I did that, and I don't want to do building ever in my life. Okay?
Yeah.
No, but after we found someone, it was so quick, so fast, so good. It was more commercial, but the other one was more design. But I don't know.
Yeah.
And if you can't do it for X reason, for us, another point is the communication. If you communicate with us, we're fine. And this is as well for the stockists, for the brands that we're selling in as well. Like it's everyone.
Yeah.
What do
you think your biggest mistakes were when you were growing your business?
Trying to do everything myself.
Yeah, okay.
And not delegate it. That was hard, but I think that's more personal as well as my personality.
I don't think so. Not from my experience. I think it's very rare. I think most sole entrepreneurs, especially like starting off like that, because like the hardest thing is is like that you can do everything really good, and then you have to delegate to someone who is not going to do it as good as you. Do you know what I mean? Like, and it's very difficult to give up that, because then you look at it and I could have done that better. Yeah. And then it's like that string, like I just paid someone to do it and then they did it worse. But until you can get to like the level where you can pay proper professionals, and you're like paying someone who can do it like 10 times better than you, it gets very, very difficult to give up that control aspect of it.
Definitely. I have to be totally honest. I can delegate everything. The sewing part is quite hard. I did try. I did have people, but relating on people was hard. If I have a big export coming and they cancel from one month to another.
The only way you could really do that, like even like remotely, to keep the quality and stuff like that, is you have to have multiple sewers doing multiple things. And you have to have like you'd have to have a back order of things coming up, and that would be obviously then it gets very expensive.
For me, it's a big responsibility because the person who's gonna wear is not an adult. So if someone leaves something, like it hasn't happened ever, but like a pin, the baby can't tell the mom, "Oh, I have a pin on my neck." Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So for me, it's very I'm very careful and like checking so many times before sending.
Yeah, that's gonna be hard for you. Like if you ever want to scale your brand, you've got like this.
I know.
Yeah, that's like you're trying to scale the unscalable.
I know, but and also like the scale is like made in overseas, and I really believe on being Australian in made it.
I don't think you'd have to. I mean, I don't know, but like, you could like hire like mums or grandmas and stuff that like live in Australia that love sewing, and always have to have premium prices. But
and it's I've been thinking, and now with the shop, it's easier as well to have people. I do like if I'm busy, I have someone at the shop doing the sale, and because that's easy.
Yeah,
but I have to be honest. It's the delegation on this. It's quite hard for me.
Yeah. I can imagine it can be,
because I feel like responsible is like a baby who's gonna win.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and they stuff it up. Yeah,
and we're very careful on the quality and very careful on the safety. And we like, for example, our teething toys and I made, they've been approved and tested as well.
Yeah.
But everything has been slowly on the 7 years I've been doing the business. So I didn't start doing everything from day one. So it's been slowly as it's coming, and
one step at a time.
Yeah.
The hardest part with your business is that like eventually, if you ever want to walk away or like retire, the business doesn't run by itself. It's sort of
exactly that's one of the things.
Yeah,
I've been thinking about.
There'll be ways to get around that, but it would be it's an uphill battle, that's for sure.
Yeah, exactly, and it's we're doing in this, and that's how I started like the greeting cards. I made them, and they're printed and they're ready to go. So it's not something like I have to do. At all. And then I say, that's very easy. When I made them, I was like, wow, that's different to have everything ready.
I wonder if you can almost like sell other people's products on your site, like I mean like other handmade products. Like to say like there's like a mum who's making handmade products like on
Yeah,
Etsy or something like that.
yeah, I do have some of them,
Hmm.
some products as well, like towels. I was planning to do it, and it's like, yeah, I found a perfect brand to do
Yeah.
it. So I started stock this brand that sell towels and onesies.
Mm.
Um, and yeah, so that's the plan as well. Hats for babies and things, and bringing
Yeah.
from other brands as well. So
Yeah.
it's good. Yeah, definitely, because it's I'm still doing. I'm going through clothing
Yep.
because of, as I say, it's like it's very short time they're gonna wear it.
Yep.
At least I come with something that can go for a long time.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I love with the product. That is an accessory that can go and go for a long time, and it's
A- As someone
functional.
who knows nothing about children and nothing about babies and nothing
Yeah,
about like this a really dumb question here. Like, is it like a rental clothing thing? Because like I can imagine like a kid wears their clothes for like say it
yeah.
fits them and then it doesn't fit them in like 12 months time. That's very annoying.
One
Is there a
mom, yeah. What some moms do it, and they buy brands like
Yep.
there is cute brand. There is a one New Zealand brand that is really good and it's gorgeous, and it's called
Mm.
Jamie K. I think Jamie
Yep.
K. Yeah,
Yep.
and they're selling beautiful clothes. But a lot of the moms do it with big brands like that. Is like they use it for the babies and then they resell it on marketplace.
Yeah.
So they make
I wonder if,
sure they look after. But there is here in Perth there is a shop that sell clothes. Like they can buy baby
mm,
clothes and then you can resell it. But it's like a
yeah.
salvos but high gum. I don't know how to say.
Yeah. I wonder if there's like a business model though, like where you could like you could say you
Yeah,
sold
selling.
one of the clothes and then you got then people could return it like almost return it and get like let's say like $20 back from
But
because like selling on Facebook stuff's annoying. You
yeah,
get it back and then you kind of like you kind of sell slash rent. It's kind of like a buy and swap sort of. I don't know.
yeah.
That'd be interesting.
They
That'd be
do
interesting.
this brand. If I'm not wrong, they have the
Yep.
Facebook group, and
Yep.
like I think I'm not. I don't want to be wrong, but I think they resell it that in the same Facebook page.
Yeah. Okay.
The old collections. If I'm not wrong, I think they do.
Mm.
But yeah, it should be like some of the models are like thinking how I can because like one of the last things we found for the business and it was really good on the way on the environment is like I found a company where I sent a box of
Yep.
all fabric scraps
Yep. Yep.
so they make that they grab it and they become the scraps into the folio isolations.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know that fabric? So it's
Yep.
a recycling way. Like we're recycling the fabrics now for the last 2
Yeah.
years. Last 2 years is what I found. And I had another business, but sent it to another business, but it was a bit expensive, the box.
Yep.
So I found another business that do it. And yeah, I sent 2 big boxes. They pick it up 20 kilos each.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
And I'm so happy that, for the last 6 months.
Mm.
And I'm so happy that that's a way that I don't feel like I'm throwing away that on the landfill.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I've been thinking. Okay, how I can be now if people doesn't use it anymore, the bibs, they can bring it and I can recycle it as well. So
Yeah. Exactly. There's got to be something there. That'd be interesting.
yeah, but it's like I know a lot of people rented the car seat of the baby. There is a lot of car seats, but there is one that is you can put in the car and you also can put in the pram. So a lot of the moms they rent that one, and there is a lot of business like here in Perth. There is businesses that rented the prams. There is other businesses that clean the prams, so then the moms can sell it in a good price after they use it. So yeah, it's the baby universe is really
this whole ecosystem.
and it's really good that rent a park because it's like you don't have to buy.
Yeah,
Then-
exactly. That's so interesting.
Yeah,
That's so
you can maybe there is a business, but I don't know if I answered the question. Okay.
Is it? Is there any business advice that you hear people give that you disagree with?
Business advice.
That you disagree with?
Um, One of the things I disagree is, and I don't like, is when businesses put other businesses down in terms to show that your product or service is better.
Mm,
I found, not as
yep.
someone say it, but I've found really, I think you can do better without going through that. So, in instance, if you're
100%.
selling, you're selling organic materials, organic products to, don't know, let's say, hand washers or cream for babies or things like that.
Hmm.
You don't have to go, like, I found really, I know they do it in a way that educated people to don't buy nasty things, but
Hmm.
they go to Coles, they go to Woolies, and they show, this is terrible, this is in here, that's not good for babies, don't buy this. But they show in another brand, even if the brands obviously that are in Coles, they're big brands, and but it's not, I found really bad that you can educate it in another way without trying to go and show a brand that is not good. Like,
Yeah.
I know
I
they're
think that's
doing on
that's the
an
thing. Like,
education part and they caring about the, don't do that because of the baby, but yeah, I use some of the products that they showing that is not good when my daughter was baby, and but yeah, and it's like me going and say, oh, don't buy in China. Look at these beeps, they're terrible. How look I found
yeah,
it really not good. I think you
yep,
can do a better
yeah,
marketing.
yeah. I think
And
that's a, I think that's like the it's like the saying like there's two ways to be the tallest building. Is you can either build the tallest building or tear all the other buildings down
yeah,
around you. And I feel like that's what people do. They like instead of just trying to
yeah,
showcase why their product's great and what they do great, they try to
yeah,
tear everyone else's down to try to bring this up. Yeah,
yeah. It's that, and I found really not good. And
yeah.
personally, I don't. Yeah, and what else at the moment doesn't, I have sometimes when I listen to podcasts and things, I'm like, oh, I don't really agree with that
Yeah,
because yeah, it's different, but it's different points of view, I think.
yeah.
But one of the
I think
biggest
it's
ones is that one.
yeah. I think it's really like I feel like it is like one of those things. Some of the advice that's given, I always listen to and like, look, that would probably make money, but is that really ethical? Do you know what I
Yes.
mean? Like, I think there's a big gap between
Yeah.
the the validity of the advice being, yeah, this will probably make you a lot of money,
Yeah.
versus like this is probably a bad
Yeah.
thing to do. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Or copy.
yeah,
Like, oh, another one is like, uh, some marketing experts, they give the same advice to all the business, but
yes,
they need to know the business before giving, like,
100%.
I had someone like, that was during quarantine or
Mm-hmm.
before I was planning to have the shop, I think.
Mm-hmm.
There were an app. I forgot the name of the app that you talk. It was like a postcard, but it was like people talking in live. I forgot the brand. It was like very. It was because of the quarantine time and things
Yep.
that become very important app.
Mm-hmm.
And people like talking live, and then you can join the groups and the rooms, and then you talk.
Yeah, right.
What
Oh,
was
is
the
this
name?
the new? Oh, is this the newest one? It come out. What was it called? Um,
And the
was it
face
Clubhouse or something like that?
Clubhouse, yeah, that one.
Yeah.
I was like, what was it that? And then yeah, I remember like obviously the person didn't know my background, like the story probably much,
Yep.
and I asked a
Mm-hmm.
question, but it was, and he just like treated me like a piece of
Yep.
terrible, saying like, how dare you thinking about to have a shop when it's like, do you know something like sister, like it's called COVID and that can damage everything. Like it was like I was shocked because for him it was like, yeah, I know, I believe on the internet and social and websites and you can bring the customers as well, but I was feeling like this is not. And I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, like it was, yeah, I know he was the expert, he was the person, but he just go, oh no, no. I was like, geez, that even some people that was in class, that room, they send me private message to say it's not okay, it's okay. Like it was a bit full on.
Yeah,
And then
I feel like some of those type of people though, like I always get like, are they actual experts or are they just people that are trying to like sell their message?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like any expert. I mean, think about like you think of an expert like a doctor, right?
Yeah.
A doctor doesn't give advice until they understand the patient.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's the whole point. They go in there, they understand, they dig into it, and then they get to know the customer, get to know the business if it's a business consultant, and then they make it. Then they make advice on that. Do you know what I mean? Just giving generic advice based on nothing or like it. I hate that. I just
it's yeah, exactly. And it's different ways that you can say things. Like it's you can compare a business that's selling a product or selling a service or selling. You have to know the product. You have to know the business, and then you can apply the same marketing strategy for everyone just because that's the strategy that works for you. And
that's the whole point. That's the whole point of getting market segmentation, understanding the market, what's going to work. So, yeah, I agree. I mean, we have this conversation internally all the time. It just pisses me off because most marketing people or consultants are just trying to come into a business and they want to they basically just want to sell you their thing and then they don't want to do anything else because their product is made for them, not for you.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
I mean? And they trust that.
And it's not like, as you mentioned before as well, it's not like the money. It's like, it's a business, it's a family business. And people believe, like, I think it's, with our business, it's like people know there's a family business. It's like person behind that. So no matter what, they're still supporting. Like, I know, like, I could bring more sales into it, but it's the family business, is the, I don't know how to explain, but it's not only selling.
Yeah, that's right. But I think you're right. I think, honestly, long term, people that just sell, eventually those businesses die. Because people realize they know that they don't care. They're just a place to buy from. They don't really brand that people trust or like. I don't know.
Yeah,
long term, it's not something.
And this is one of the things that is important as well. That as a business, you have to believe on yourself because you're gonna find people like this all the time. Like I remember when this is a small story, but when I started my business, I did a lot of workshops to learn more about social media, the website. Sorry, give me a second. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna turn off that. Hello. That's okay?
Yep. Yeah, I can hear.
So when I started my business, I went to a workshop. And at the workshop, it was a social media workshop. And there was someone there and asked me, what did you do? And I just came from my the printer guy, and print my first 25 business card. And she grabbed my business card. She looked at the business card, look at the back, and she said, "My little love heart, what are you selling?" And I was like, "Baby bibs and accessories for babies." And she said, "Oh, this business card doesn't say anything. This is not good." And I was like, but it wasn't even the person who ran the workshop. It was someone who was attending the workshop.
Yeah.
And then at the end, and their daughter say, my little of heart had made for Babs. And the daughter was like, "Yeah, I come with these people who say Babs and Haps and Happy and cutting the words." And I was like, okay. And I started feeling like a bit anxious, like when they started attacked, pretty much. And I say, but I was remember in my head, so remember all the nights, the long nights I had, making the logo, making design the brand, having the business. And it was a whole year of long hours. And I was like, yeah, you probably don't like it, but I do. And then I take off the business card from her hands. Kind of, you don't need it. And then I put it away. And this is like from day one, you will have people, and that's why you have to believe in yourself. If you're not feeling like what the experts say to you, you can change, or looking for someone who really understands your business.
And honestly, like if you do have an idea and like you bring it and everyone's like, yeah, that's a great idea, yeah, you should do it, and no one's saying negative, it's probably already been done before.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, and I think your logo and stuff looks sick, actually. Oh, it's really cool.
Yeah, and this was, I remember that lady. But then I think after I found out that she was doing marketing or something, but in weddings, I don't know.
All of those stuff, like, you got to be really careful of like who you get advice from, what people say, because you could have took that advice, changed everything. I just think it's very, a lot of stuff is, you got to realize how much stuff is subjective.
Yeah.
And that like how much stuff people don't actually know. Like even in marketing, right? It's just testing. Like I'm sure when you're doing your ads and doing things like that, some things you're like, this is terrible, this will never work, and then it blows up. And things you spend ages on like curating, it does nothing. So it's all, I agree. I think it's just testing, see what works, and
it's definitely this is true. Like when we do the right vlog, it's like, oh, this blog is gonna hit it, and it's not doing anything. And a blog that say nothing, it's like not saying nothing, but not as good as you're feeling, or a video, or it's always like that. And you have to believe and stick on your and make sure the prices as well, like how you put your prices on, and or who you, if it's a service, a product like I do, it's just starting as well, trying to give it to people to try them, and to give you, but people who really gonna give you a real advice, not people who gonna say yes, it's good, it's cute.
Yes.
So we always have a friend that's gonna tell you the truth, and
You want someone that gives constructive. We always have this thing when we like work with clients or even internally with staff. It's like you can have a negative opinion. Like you can say I don't like something, but you have to give a reason why. Like why don't you like it? Give reason, because there's nothing more annoying people saying like that's not going to work or that's it. It's like, okay, why? Like give me the details on why. Because you're just saying it's not going to work. It's just an opinion. My opinion is it is going to work, so therefore it nullifies it. Do you know what I mean? Like you need to have actual reasons. Like if that person come to you and said, "Oh, look, I have a problem with your logo. I feel like it's not going to work super well on social media. It might have this. It might feel like you know what I mean. Might portray this. Blah blah blah." Like we've had a client before that had was in the fitness industry, and a target demographic was females or mums wanting to get fit. You know what I mean? They didn't want to go to the gym. But her brand was so masculine. It was like dark red with like pump iron. And I'm like, that does not speak to the target demographic you're doing. And you can like walk through it and you can do it. But I agree.
Yeah, and I see a lot of businesses that change that, the branding, and through the time, and even when they started. But it's okay to fail as well. Like it's better that you change it and redo it again than
100%.
Just don't bring sales because you don't have that.
Yeah.
Same with products.
And where can people find you?
So we have the website, which is www.mylittleofheart.com.au. We have Instagram, My Little of Heart, or TikTok, Pinterest. Pretty much all the platforms is My Little of Heart. Yeah, on the website. And if you're in Perth, we are in East Perth, in Wickham Street. And that's where the shop is. It's open from Tuesday to Saturday.
So someone can come and visit one of your events that you're doing.
Yeah, and on social media, I will post everything wherever I want to do it.
Well, thank you very, very much for coming on. I really, really appreciate it. That was great to have you.